President Joe Biden has called for substantial changes to the Supreme Court, advocating for 18-year term limits for justices, an enforceable ethics code, and a constitutional amendment to limit presidential immunity. This is a significant move from Biden, who had previously been resistant to such reforms. The announcement was linked to recent scandals involving justices and a polarized Supreme Court that has handed down conservative rulings, such as the overturning of Roe v. Wade and the striking down of Biden's student loan forgiveness program. Ultimately, Biden's efforts highlight a fundamental debate about law, ethics, and fairness in government. While the path forward is fraught with political opposition, the conversation he has started could shape the future of the U.S. judicial system for years to come. Biden's plan marks a major shift in his stance towards one of the United States' three branches of government. Over his long political career, Biden has overseen numerous Supreme Court nominations and has always respected the separation of powers. However, he believes the current composition and behavior of the court have eroded public confidence, requiring urgent and sweeping reforms. These proposals, however, face a tough path to becoming reality. Implementing term limits and an ethics code requires congressional approval, and the Republican-controlled House is unlikely to support these initiatives. The calls for change also need a supermajority in the Senate, and approval by 3/4 of state legislatures to pass a constitutional amendment, high hurdles in today's divided political landscape. One of Biden's key proposals, the No One is Above the Law amendment, aims to eliminate the blanket immunity that presidents currently enjoy. This change would mean former presidents could be federally prosecuted for crimes they committed while in office. Biden highlighted that no public official, including the president or Supreme Court justices, should be above the law, a principle foundational to the nation. Biden's endorsement of a binding ethics code comes after multiple ethics scandals involving several justices. Justice Clarence Thomas has faced scrutiny over undisclosed luxury travel funded by Republican megadonor Harlan Crow. Similarly, Justice Samuel Alito has been criticized for his political activities and controversial flag displays. These scandals have fueled public demand for stricter oversight and transparency within the highest court. The proposed reforms seek to ensure that justices disclose gifts, abstain from publicly political activities, and recuse themselves from cases when conflicts of interest arise. These steps are intended to make the court's operations more predictable and fair, reflecting practices in other constitutional democracies where lifetime appointments to high courts are rare. However, critics argue that Biden's push for reforms is politically motivated, an attempt to undermine a conservative-leaning Supreme Court. Former President Donald Trump has voiced strong opposition, alleging the reforms are designed to interfere with the presidential election and discredit the court's autonomy and fairness. Vice President Kamala Harris, who is also running for president, has supported Biden's reforms, calling them essential for restoring trust in the judicial system. This concerted effort from the administration highlights the perceived urgency to address what they see as a crisis of confidence in the Supreme Court. In context, these steps reflect ongoing tensions and the contentious nature of judicial power in America. The conservative supermajority on the court is the result of 3 Trump appointments, contrasting with the progressive stances of Biden's administration. The proposal not to expand the Supreme Court aligns with Biden's pragmatic approach, though it is sure to anger some progressive factions who see court expansion as essential to counteracting its conservative tilt.